What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 101. And in today's video, we are going to get some more preview prediction, some more college football preview prediction. In this video today, we'll look at the Big Ten, and we'll get your USC Trojans with their win over heading to 2025's second half. Let's take a look at recruiting wise, finish 17 in recruiting and 18th in transfer portal for Lincoln Riley there. A pretty good job in the recruiting wise. They got 5-star Hudson Longstreet, the quarterback out of Corona, California. Pretty good recent recruiting class waiting for USC. 8 letter 10th. Any big names? Like I said, the quarterback for Cal, I think there's a big names there. Richardson, I think is a big name. Corner been mentioned about by James Johnson, I think, in that name. But a lot of these, of course, Longstreet and, of course, Stewart being, and of course, Payne. But there's some names that are being tossed around recruiting wise. And the transfer portal they cleared up nicely. Then with Chase Johnson, the corner out of USCF, Zacharias Williams, wide receiver out of Utah, Timmy Robinson linebacker from Penn State, Kenny Schletcher, the safety from Notre Dame, the Sam Johnson, punter from Valsboro, Kevin Longstreet, the corner out of Texas A&M, Bishop Fitzgerald, safety out of NC State, Prince Trashon, wide receiver from Boise State, John Reed is the lineman from safety from Syracuse, Sam Heward, the quarterback from Utah, the DJ Winfield, lineman from Purdue, Caden Chittenden, kicker from UNLV, Jamal Jarrett, defensive lineman from Georgia, Keisha Slivers, defensive lineman from Kentucky, Elias Sanders, linebacker from New Mexico, and DJ Harvest, the cornerback from San Jose. Last year, the Fishes 7-6, 4-5 Big Ten. First year, they knew the Big Ten. Losses were to Michigan, Minnesota, Penn State, Maryland, and Washington, and Notre Dame. Wins, they beat for Texas A&M to win the bowl game. Pretty decent schedule for Lincoln Riley. The big thing for Lincoln Riley, we know the great offense. We look at quarterback, we look at wide receivers, we look at quarterback. Is the question is the defense. For some reason, until I see on Saturday, a Lincoln Riley defense, I know they have a new defense coordinator, Lincoln Riley defense. Because that defense is somehow allergic to tackle. Until on Saturday I see, and I actually see it, Lincoln Riley defense, I'll evaluate them next year. We'll see how the defense does, but I will evaluate, maybe the Michigan game, when they play, Michigan or Notre Dame, probably, I know they played Notre Dame next year, so it was. I know they played Michigan and Notre Dame because they did the Notre Dame and Michigan schedule. And any other big games, the teams to play. But I'm not watching, the Purdue game, or I'm not watching the Michigan State game, or Georgia Southern, or the Missouri State. They're not gonna watch that type of game. But when it comes to big games like Michigan or Notre Dame, I like it where I can see how the defense does really good offense against the USC defense. Should be good to see. Same thing for the Illinois game. I was just curious to see. They get first test is actually week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth week 5. Saturday, 7th, 27th, and on the road, Illinois against Illinois. That's the true test for USC defense. I'm going to tell you why when we get to the game. Look at the schedule. This is a simple schedule. I mean, you got Missouri State home, Georgia Southern, 2 first games, and easy wins. These are like a group of 5 teams. This is, not bad start season. You got the big conference game. They get at Purdue, home against Michigan State, and then you on the road in Illinois. When I look at the first 5 games, there's the Michigan State game that stands out to me. Right in sandwich in between Purdue game. Look, right after they got Illinois game. After that, the first look at the games, the first 4 games. Those are not bad. First 4 games, the easiest USC is gonna get. The first 4 games are the easiest it gets. They bring up the Michigan State game. That sandwich between Purdue, 2 road games. If look at games to trip up, to lose it. Michigan State could win this game. Michigan could go on the road and beat USC because we've seen teams lose games they're not supposed to lose to, or win games they're not supposed to win. And lose games they're supposed to lose to, right? So this is the type of game that's the USC. If they trip up, it's right between road games. They may focus on looking ahead at Illinois game or whatever they may be. But that's simple. Then they come up that after Illinois, after Michigan State game will be to me one of the toughest stretch But guess what? You get bye week, 2 bye weeks in that stretch. Yeah, at Illinois, come for had a bye week right before the host Michigan. Go on the road. So from basically West Coast to East Midwest, go play Notre Dame. You get a bye week. You stay in Midwest, East Coast, Southwest U.S. Go to Nebraska. Come home and play basically the rest of the game on the West Coast with 2 games home, Northwestern and Iowa. And then got to make a trip to one of the toughest teams play, Oregon, and then got home again, in town rival USLA. Pretty decent schedule. Like I said, tough games is from Illinois, Notre Dame. They got a breaker, but this is a tough schedule. For they got what 1, 2, 3, 4 tough teams, 2 bye weeks in between. This is a decent schedule. I would say a tough schedule, toughest schedule I've seen. I know, like there are teams that have tougher schedule, and no team is equal. Okay, no team's equal. Nobody have equal. Equal. This is not equal schedule created. Not a schedule perfect. Created perfectly. All right, let's go look one more time. Remember, the over-under is 7.5. Can they win 7+ games? So that means, let's say the over. That means they win, go 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, 11-1, 12-0. Or you think you win less than 7 games. That means go 7-5. So you cannot win 7.5 games. That means 7-5, 6-6, that kind of stuff. All right, let's put it here. Over and under is 7.5. I'm going to take the over. I think this is a 7-8 win team. Is this team? Look, I can see this. This is 7.5. I'm thinking this is look at like an 8-4 schedule. Why? Well, guess what? You're gonna see more wins than you will see. You beat Missouri State, right? You beat Georgia Southern. You're gonna beat Purdue, and you're gonna beat Michigan State. You're 4-0 game Illinois. You go on the road, Illinois. Now Illinois is the type of team that likes with the football, old school, ground pound, is on the road. I don't think you'll beat Illinois. Good news, you cover bye week. Off your bye week, you got 2 toughest games. I like the bye week. Well, look at the schedule. Also see where the games are played. Was it home or game? Toughest games is a home or away. Look at trap games. Then also look at 2 things. Where's the bye week place? This bye week for USC. This is what schedule should be. They got bye week after the Illinois game. Great. You got a bye week before the Michigan game, and you got a bye week after the Notre Dame game before you play the last 5 games. So this is a pretty good schedule there for the USC. I did Notre Dame and Michigan people prediction video. You're gonna lose 3 straight row off the bye week, but the good news is coming off the bye week, you play really bad, a decent Nebraska team. We'll see how Matt Wood does in 2025 with Dylan Raiola and company. You play not great Northwestern and a pretty bad offense for Iowa, but really good defense in Iowa. You get 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3. That's 7 wins. Yeah, that's 7 wins. Where's another win? Yep, 8 wins. You got 8 wins. I think you'll beat USLA. You have to face Oregon on the road. I don't think you'll beat Oregon. I just don't think it. I do not see it. I do not see you beating Oregon. It's on the road. It's set up the Iowa game. USLA, Oregon is a better team. I like Oregon in this game. I think I'll lose Oregon. So losses to Oregon, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Illinois. 8-4. With this schedule that I see right now the USC has, that's reasonable. I think 8-4 seems like a not a terrible record. I think this suits USC really well. Heading to what Lincoln does is up to the defense. I'm curious to see what the defense does. I won't believe it until I'll give it Saturday, rest of the Michigan game, Notre Dame game, Oregon game, or Illinois game, until I see a USC defense and Lincoln Valley defense. I'm not going to believe it until I see it with my eyes. Because that defense last year was horrendous. They got new defense coordinator. They say, oh, it's great defense. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Because we know for some reason the USC defense, Lincoln Valley defense, is allergic to tackling. They cannot tackle for save life. This one of the worst defense I've seen. Great offense, but not great defense. They're kind of like Iowa. Iowa's really good defense, but not good offense. Well, you can say the opposite for USC. Great offense, but not great defense. So that kind of situation. But I don't know. We'll see what USC does in on Lincoln Riley. What, year 4 or 5 at Lincoln at USC, newcomer, second year in Big Ten. We'll see what USC can does there. Like and subscribe channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. Comment below your thoughts on the schedule. What's your record for USC? Am I right or wrong? Don't tell me I'm wrong. Or you go, don't tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, I want to hear from you guys. Look, I'm a perfect human being? No. I made mistakes, and look, next year, look, I may be wrong. And half of these videos are wrong. I'll tell you, I'll look at last year, 2024, and I'm going to make a video about this. Maybe I might. I'm not telling you that. I went back and yeah, I hyped some teams up high, had teams a little low. So when it comes to PvP predictions, this is not great. You have to go game by game, see where the games are. Then you have to ask, okay, where losses to? And these losses I have for USC are actually really decent losses. Look, these 4 games, could you go 0-4? That's likely. After you go 0-4, could you go 3-1? Yeah, you could lose. Let's say you lose to Michigan, but beat the other 3 teams. Sure. Lose to Notre Dame, but beat the other 3 teams. Sure. 2-2, 1-3, 4-0. I don't think 4-0. The losses right now, to me, the definite loss is Oregon game. That's the definite loss. And look, could you go on the road and beat Oregon? Absolutely. Because that is a tough place to play. I'm proud of that. So, I'm supposed to sign out in this video. Peace.